It was only supposed to be a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour! Yeah, good way to start off the episode. Just reference Spider-Man 2, the video game. The 2004 video game. Or is that from somewhere else? I feel like that was from somewhere else, like some old TV show. I think that was Gilligan's Island, actually. Funny show. I haven't seen it in a long time, though. Anyway, welcome to Trials of Mana, part 20, or 19. Part something. I lost count. Maybe I should not be doing long Let's Plays after all. Skim the list, and the next 4 LPs are over 30 parts long. Oh, God help me. I'm joking, of course. Or am I? Now we're stuck on Boca Island, and we have to deal with a whole bunch of hobgoblins. Hobgoblins are not necessarily dangerous, they're more so annoying. Some of them have blue shields that you have to chip away at, others don't. It's kind of inconsistent. 2 melty chocolates in a treasure chest. You also have a new enemy type called the Tomato Man. They're airborne threats, so you have to jump up to them in order to strike them. Other than that inconvenience, they don't do much other than just attack normally. Speaking of which, we're about to come across some Tomato Men, with some hobgoblins thrown in for extra measure. Nice one, Angie. Angela actually does something right for once. Hit enemies in the face super hard. That's what you're good for, Angela. Wait, that's what Durant's good for. Angela, why aren't you using magic? What you doing? What are you doing? Just stop all of this right now. We need to talk.
Next.
Eruption is imminent. Let us hurry.
I'm pretty sure Robot Reese and Normal Reese are 2 different people. There is no time limit for this, by the way. You could stay on the island for 50, 60 hours if you want, and nothing will ever happen. World-ending scenario where you need to do something really quickly. Nah, we'll just take our time with that shit. That's what that is. This is exactly what this is. Now the time limit on the bottom left-hand portion for the screen, that's not for the volcano. I took a curious cookie off screen for more EXP after defeating enemies. That's what that's for. The curious cookies and those other different types of cookies in this game are useful for grinding and getting those skill points. If you ever want Angela to nuke the planet with mega flares, then keep at it and eat those cookies. Seems like these creatures are allergic to wind. You can tell by the gold numbering that pops up every time an opponent gets hit. Or you get hit. Sometimes you can have elemental weaknesses. For example, I think Duran may be allergic to wind too. Either that, or it seems like he is at some points. Not really sure about that. All I do know is that there are 6 elements and all of them are weak to each other in some sort of rock, paper, scissors way. So darkness against light, fire against ice and water against fire and ice, and then there's air against earth. It was also like that in Secret of Mana, but nowhere near as in depth as in this game. Secret of Mana was kind of basic about the elemental weaknesses. Hell, in this game they added different sub-elements to the main elements, like lightning for example. That's a part of wind.
Out of the fire, but still stuck on the island.
There must be a way to escape.
Whoa, a horde of monsters! Is this their nest or something? Better strike first before they attack.
Wait! I don't think these monsters mean any harm. They aren't attacking us. Maybe you should try talking to one.
Dickhead Duran always thinking with his sword. Anyway, welcome to Tomato Town, or Tomato Town if you're British or Australian. The eruption is imminent. If you wish to escape, you should do so now. We will remain here and let nature take its course. Oh, that's fucked. Though we are a peaceful tribe, our brethren from outside the village can be quite dangerous. And here's Angela. What do you have to say? Are we finished with this island yet? I just want a town with a bed, that's all. We'll get there eventually. There's no rush. Well, actually, there is a rush. The island's about to blow up. But there's no time limit, at least. I believe this is a holy sculpture to these creatures. Perhaps we should pray for safety? Yeah, I guess we should. Look at that volcano in the background. Oh god. Oh god! Just like with every other treasure chest. What? Just like with every other town, there are treasure chests and secrets strewn about. Seems like I can't speak proper English tonight. The ruler of the seas resides in the cave to the west of this town. I scrolled too fast. However, the entrance to the cavern at the top of the mountain has been caved in. Oh boy, that's not good. Oh wait, we have an elemental for that. Thank God for Gnome. Anyway, welcome to the weapon shop in Tomato Town, which has the steel sword, ruby cane, and steel lance. You want to get these things, know what I'm saying? They make you more powerful. They even boost your defense too. Slightly, but still. Sell off the crap I don't need. Looks like everything else I do need. That will do. Now on to the armor shop. This particular shop has half plates, Tiger 2 pieces, and padded mails in stock. The Tiger 2 piece you may recognize from Secret of Mana. That was also an armor piece in that game. And from what I've remembered, it was not a bad piece of armor in that game. Or at least I think it wasn't. It wasn't until you got to the desert area from that game that you got the 2-piece, which was partway through the game, so I don't know. Maybe it was good, maybe it was not. I kind of want to play that game again. But the original version, the Secret of Mana remake, was kind of jank. And not the good type of jank. Secret of Mana remake was bad. I don't even know what happened. You see, I wanted to like that game, because back in 2017, 2018 when it first came out, I was super excited. I pre-ordered that shit and everything. And I was playing through the game and everything, and I was enjoying it up until Wallface. Goddamn Wallface in that game. Well, he was annoying in the original game too, but doubly so in the remake. And I just stopped there. I'll be sure to finish the remake of Secret of Mana one day, just not today. Or tomorrow. Or maybe even ever. I'll just stick with the 1993 Secret of Mana. Actually, now that I think about it, there was another Mana type game on the Super Nintendo that wasn't this, or obviously the Secret of Mana. And that was the Secret of Evermore. Now, if anybody's never heard of Secret of Evermore, it was kind of the American Square Studio made their version of Secret of Mana, or I guess it was supposed to be a sequel or spiritual successor. Meanwhile, the Japanese Squaresoft worked on Trials of Mana 1995, also known as Seiken Densetsu 3, and released it only in Japan. Likewise, the American Secret of Evermore was only released in North America on the Super Nintendo in 1995. So yeah, that's a weird bit of history knowledge. I did not even know that Squaresoft had two different branches in the different countries back then. I guess it's kind of like Sega, where obviously you got Sega of Japan, the home country, which they made Sonic 1 and Sonic CD, and then Sega of America decided to make Sonic 2 at the same time as Sonic CD, but it was released before Sonic CD. Kind of a similar situation with Trials of Mana and Evermore, except with Trials of Mana, at least we did get it eventually in the States. Evermore, I don't think we've ever seen that game again after the initial release. And Secret of Evermore to this day is still an American and Canadian only, or maybe it was also released in the UK and Europe later on, but it was never released in Japan. With all this talk of Secret of Evermore cropping up, what are my opinions on the game? Well, I've only played it once, and I thought it was okay. I don't want to be one of those guys that says the first game did it better, but the first game did it better. Secret of Mana is better than Secret of Evermore in my opinion. I don't know what it is with Evermore that I never returned to that game, but I guess I should at some point. Music in Evermore was fantastic though. I believe that was the same composer that eventually went on to go compose Skyrim. In fact, Evermore was his first composition in video games. Jeremy Soule, that was the genius's name. Very good composer. Anyway, we got more tomato men as well as new enemy types known as the erupts. These things can petrify you if they peck you with their beaks. But don't worry, the game will remind you that, hey, there's this attack that's coming that's going to turn you to stone. Yeah, see? Petribeak. Watch out for that attack. If all 3 characters get turned to stone, that technically counts as a knockout, even though there are ways around it. If all 3 characters get petrified at the same time, it's a game over. It also works as a game over if somebody gets knocked out and other characters are petrified, and then, like, nobody's moving at that point, so why bother? Let's get Reese the Stat Boost MP Saver. It decreases MP for moves that increase stats by 30%. It's pretty useful, but I'm not going to equip it just yet. And as for Angela, yeah, she's fine. I don't have to worry about her other magic skills until later. So let's move on. There's going to be a fork in the road, so let's go left here. Looks like there are more Egatrices and Bee-Lancers. I haven't seen those gals in a while. Oh no, Durant's been petrified. He's been petrified in the coolest pose possible. Like I said before, there are ways to unpetrify people, and that's through the medical herb. There better be something good over here, otherwise I'm just fighting for nothing. Well, not exactly nothing. I will at least get some experience points out of this. Cannot let these creatures transform. These guys in particular tend to hatch into different creatures after they get hit a couple of times. Sometimes the Egatrices transform immediately, other times they die without even transforming at all. You'll be lucky if they don't transform at all. It saves a lot of time.
Looks like it's my time to shine, huh? There was a cave entrance here, but the volcano done went and plugged it right up. Give me a sec, and I'll fix it for you. Well, be seeing you.
We're looking for, right?
Gotta hurry if we don't want to get burned to a crisp. Come on, Crimson Wizard and I still got some unfinished business.
Oh yeah, the Crimson Douchebag. I forgot about him. He's quite the character. Anyway, Seaside Cavern is windy. Not so much in that it's confusing to navigate, because it's really not. There are just a lot of twists and turns and a lot of dead ends, which leads to treasure chests and stuff. Other than that, the enemies here are pretty much the same inside the caverns as they were outside. Let's check out the stats on the characters real quick. Let's see. Give Duran a bit more spirit. He's a high-spirited guy. And that's about it. Despite the characters having different traits and abilities, at the end of the day, they still strike, they still jump. How good they striking jump is all up to the character. Charlotte's not good at hitting people. Well, on some attacks, Charlotte's not good and slow with the melee. Other attacks, she can be quick. I believe there was a 2-hit or maybe even a 3-hit combo from Charlotte where she just straight up butt tackles people. And that is a pretty quick attack. Otherwise, she's slow. Angela's also pretty slow, but she's got more power to her attacks. The other characters can handle themselves in melee, especially Hawkeye. You see, the thing with Hawkeye, and to some extent Kevin, is that they hit multiple times in one attack. Except for Hawkeye, he is weaker than Kevin and Duran. Hawkeye's the weakest male character in the game in terms of melee, but he more than makes up for it with his luck and his being a thief and all that. Alright, what's in here? all of these guys are new. Meet the Poltos. The Potos have extended reach with their tongues on some attacks, so you want to back up as far away as possible or just continue to wail on them, as usual.
We must continue to triumph. Let us work together to defeat the enemy.
Does anyone else get the Streets of Rage vibe to the music that's playing right now? Specifically, too, it sounds a lot like the bar theme. It sounds like the bar theme from Streets of Rage 2. Except this sounds a bit more fast-paced and up-tempo, I guess. I'm aware that Yuzo Koshiro helped out with some of the remixes from the Secret of Mana remake, but I'm not sure how far he contributed towards the rest of the series, though. I think it was just that one remake and that was it. Let me look it up. Yuzo Koshiro Mana series. Oh yeah, it was just Secret of Mana. I thought he would have done more with the series, but guess not. I mean, even without the genius and wonder of Yuzo Koshiro, the Mana games still have amazing soundtracks. Especially the one on PlayStation. I haven't played Legend of Mana in years, but I always remembered that soundtrack. I think it's time I play that again. It's on PlayStation 5 now, so why not? Anyway, we got new enemies, and that's going to be the Teslas. Oh no, Elon's involved. Oh fuck. But the Teslas, they got this weird thing where they deduct some of your hit points. And it's not like a regular sort of deduction of hit points. They cut down your maximum hit points. So, say for example, let's look at Duran. 518 health is his max hit points. If that Tesla does the crazy dance attack, it's going to cut that down instead of his regular hit points. That 518 will turn into a 420 or 410 or however low the hit points go down towards. Then you can only heal up to that certain amount of health until the battle finishes. There are going to be a lot of enemies in the late game that have that ability where they could just cut down your maximum health. And I don't think you have any means of fixing that status ailment. You either have to win the battle or run away. Running away in this game is simple. It's really just running towards the border for long enough and then you escape. But might as well fight everything, or at least the enemies in your way. The fights are not that hard. You don't really need that much grinding to beat this game, but it is good to grind enough. At least that way you can get some of the more powerful abilities for later on. Ooh, Aeolian Armlet. Nice. Going to need that for later. Later as in now, let's see what it does. Cancels out silence attacks. Silence is another status ailment that turns off the magic of the character that's affected. So I'm gonna put the armlet on Angie because without it, and without her magic abilities, she's just a glass cannon. And she's not even a glass cannon, she's just glass. Glass with an ass! Anyway, the Tumpos. I forgot what these enemies do. Do they even do anything? I think they just sit there and die. If they do have a special ability, I just don't let them show it off. It might be something dangerous. By the way, there are more hobgoblins here. Why are there always hobgoblins in these games? Or just goblins in general? That's just an RPG trope. Gotta have a goblin. I think the only RPG that doesn't have a goblin that I know of is Phantasy Star. But then again, you have stormtroopers in that game, so that kind of balances out. But every other RPG that I know of has goblins in one form or another. Even Final Fantasy VII had goblins. And those goblins stole your money in that game. Angela's at level 25. Nice. Nice. The level caps in this game are level 99, but you do not need to make it to level 99 in order to beat the game or do all the post-game stuff. I think at most you should be fine with level 40, maybe even level 35, and you can beat the final boss with little to no problem. or maybe some problem. The final boss is kind of challenging, or it depends on what final boss you're facing. There can be 3 variants, but it's either challenging or not. And also, by RPG and modern day standards, this game is hella short. You are not making it to level 99 normally, which could be said about a lot of games, or a lot of RPGs in general, including Final Fantasy VIII, where it's actually a detriment to make it to level 99. Don't make it to level 99 in Final Fantasy VIII. That will bite you in the ass. Nice work, the poultry box is done for. Angela, what are you doing? You're wasting... Oh, why would you do that? You just wasted 2 bars of your CS ability. Why, Angela? Why would you betray me like this? Okay, that's that Tumpo down. What, these guys can transform too? Oh my god. Okay, Tumpos can transform into lizarduns. That's their special ability. Why on God's blue earth would they actually transform? That makes no sense. Let's clear the next batch of enemies out. I think this is the final group of enemies actually, so get rid of them. Wow, that was quick. Good work.
Where is the ruler of the seas?
Searching the whole cavern is all we can do.
Damn right. And the good thing is we don't have to search any further. We're right at the exit. But that still means we're on the island though. Not for long.
Who are you?
I am Malokio. In accordance with the prophecy heralding His Dark Majesty's triumph, I am here to end your lives. It is foretold that you may disrupt His Majesty's plans for this realm.
Red eyes! You must be the man that traitor in Visor mentioned! Give me back my brother Elliot!
Aha! So you are Laurent's princess. I have no intention to return the prince. His Dark Majesty has need of him yet.
You coward! Just who is this Dark Majesty anyway?
There is no need for you to know the minutiae of our plan. After all, you will not leave here intact. This active volcano will soon bury you all alive!
Oh no! It's erupting right on top of us! Now what? We're out of options! Oh, what is that? Oh, wait. Are you helping us? Thanks for everything! We should head back to Volcano and ask the Hero King about the rest of the Mana Stones.
Long, awkward pause. The ruler of the sea's acknowledgement has granted you a new ability. The health boost 2. That's going to work wonders. I'm going to put that on either Reese or Duran. Angela, as much as she needs the health, she's still gonna get 2 or 3 shotted, so I'm gonna put it on one of the beefier characters. Namely Duran. Reese could work too, but honestly, let's see. I'm gonna make an exception here. I'm going to put the second health boost on Reese and leave the first health boost on Duran. Reese will still not have as much boost as Duran, but she'll come close. Fairly close, actually. And by the time second promotion comes around, Reese should already have more defense than Duran at that point. Or at least that's how my roadmap of characters goes, because I'm trying to have Duran be the more attack-centric character. And it seems like if I put enough points into stamina, I could get a new ability. This time it's Diamond Shards. Diamond Shards are Earth-based. It looks like ice, but trust me, it's actually an Earth attack. That is something that the game kind of fails to mention, is that some of the sub-elements like lightning and diamonds are connected to like the main elements. Like I said before, lightning is actually air. So there is a bit of a nuance or a learning curve when it comes to that stuff, but it's definitely more complex than Secret of Mana, that's for sure. Anyway, it's time to see the Hero King, who looks a lot like the Burger King for some reason. Don't really like Burger King that much. I rather McDonald's. Burger King do have some good chicken sandwiches, though, I will admit.
You have returned safely. That is fortunate. I see you have located 4 of the 8 elementals. Light, earth, wind, and darkness. You have 4 left to find. You are halfway to your goal. The Waterstone is in Altena's territory. Its elemental, Undine, may be found to the south of Frostbite Fields in the Labyrinth of Ice. However, I have heard that Altena has already activated the Waterstone's energy. Please, take care. To the south of the Burning Sands is a treacherous place known as Fiery Gorge. The Firestone and its keeper, Salamando, can be found there. Southeast of here is the sprawling Dusk Moon Forest, home of the Beastmen. I have heard the Moonstone lies within its borders, but I know nothing more. Beware the Beastmen's strength. It would do you well to change your class before you attempt to cross into their land. The Woodstone is said to be in the woods of Wanderer. Dryad, the stone's elemental, should be located nearby. However, you cannot reach that forest via a land route. South of the woods of Wanderer is Lampbloom Woods. The elfin settlement of Dior and all its secrets lie within. If you ask the elves, they may have some advice for you. You appear to have received help from Vuskov, ruler of the seas, to escape Buka Island. I assume it is because you were chosen by fairy. Here in Valsena, we have a flute that has the power to summon Vuskov. However, because the creature is not fond of humankind, we sealed it away. If Vuskov has accepted you, you can use the flute to summon the creature by playing it on any sandy beach in the world. Vuskov will come to you. Take it with you, with my blessing.
Ooh, we got the fairy flute. That's gonna come in handy. Anyway, what the fairy flute does... Sorry for the cut-in audio, I just coughed into the mic. But what the fairy flute does is it helps summon Voskev, the turtle. Or as the turtle was known in the fan translation as Booskaboo. I actually kind of like Booskaboo better than Voskev. I can't even pronounce Voskev. Or Vuskev. See? I don't know. It's a weird name. Booskaboo is better. I'm Vonjour, younger brother of Von Voyage. Man, all these French names. At least they're better than Voskev, that's for sure. Glad to be back in Maya. I think it's a good time to call it an episode. Stay tuned for the next part where we go find one of the Mana Stones. And something tells me it's going to be in a desert. Oh boy.